Welcome back to Dad's Foxbody Garage. Thanks for joining on another Saturday evening here out in the shop. It's been a couple weeks since our last episode, and it's because last weekend we had the no-buy swap meet. So my buddy Kevin and I shot over there and checked it out. Ended up getting a few little things, kind of neat. Got them here. Got some Studebaker oil pressure gauges, which I thought was pretty darn neat. I don't know, just something kind of vintage looking. I wanted to get one mounted in the engine bay on each one of these cars because you know how the oil pressure gauge on the cluster is just kind of a suggestion, right? And I also got a plug for the back of the trans on Stormtrooper when we do that, and got 2 valve stems, so you know, $10 worth of stuff. So it was a fun trip. You know, always neat to see all the old stuff, you know, even if it's nothing you're interested in buying, just like the old stuff, the race car stuff, the old original stuff. It's just really neat, and the memorabilia is really cool too. So always an enjoyable time. Was quite cold that day. Not so bad today. We're in the 30s. We did get dumped on last night with a little bit of snow. But, you know, it's a typical, you know, Michigan winter day. You know, it's not in the single digits like it was earlier in the week. That was kind of miserable working. But this morning, again, I made a little road trip to pick up something we're going to start working on, and it's for Colypso, and show you what I started doing here. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but you know, we got the new bug catcher, right? And picked up this hood off of Marketplace. It's just a steel hood here, you know, nothing fancy, super cheap, and it's in pretty nice shape. And I was thinking about, you know, making my own scoop on this car, you know, out of sheet metal. And started looking into it, and I don't know, it looks like it's a little bit outside where I want to be, you know, welding and cutting, and you know, I'm not really a fab guy, but it doesn't mean we're not going to use the hood. You know, I got the hole cut in it where it goes through, and you know, you can see the blower pulley pops up there. I did have my buddy Jason was saying to do some kind of a plexiglass cover. I think it's like where you heat it up and it kind of like molds over the top. I thought that's pretty cool, but I have this vision in my head, and I'll try to attach it to this video somehow, or take a picture of it. And I think I've showed it to you guys before. It's the Kenny Bernstein Budweiser King, I believe. And I just remember growing up and seeing the hood scoop on his funny car, and it was just one of those things where it was just like my most favorite thing in the world. So in my head, I'm thinking, I want to try to recreate that on my car to a certain extent. So I found a fiberglass hood on Marketplace that's actually blown off a car, peeled out the fasteners where it bolts on, so we'll have to do some repairs. And to be honest, I picked it up this morning and it was covered in snow. And you know, for a few bucks, I mean, he was only asking, you know, like practically nothing for this thing, right? I just threw it in the back of the van and haven't even looked at it yet. So let's go out and check it out. So as you can see in the back of the van here, I mean, I just shoved it in here, but it's definitely got some damage here and there. But let's pull it out and get it in the shop and under the lights, and we'll take a look at it. Alright, so that was just a little time lapse there of me doing a little CAD, you know, cardboard aided design. And let's get back to the hood condition first. So hood has some war wounds on it, you know, not terrible. And you know, another one there on the edge. I mean, for flying off a car, it could have been 10 times worse. A couple little spider cracks here in the gel coat here, but we can fix that easily. Corners, not a big deal. I think the biggest thing that the seller was concerned with was the steel inserts in the fiberglass where they mount to the hinges were pulled out, and to me that seems like an easy fix. You know, I can fiberglass in like a strip of aluminum, like cut an access spot, slide a piece of aluminum in there with the bolt hole pattern on it, drill and tap it, and you know, it should be a piece of cake. But alright, so that's the condition of the hood. Doesn't look terrible at all. In fact, looking at this hood down here and then looking at my good one up here, they're the same thing. They're a 4-inch cowl, and in fact this one that I just picked up is in better shape than this guy was when I got that one. So we're already doing pretty good. So my vision. So I want to retain a cowl. Where's my piece? There it is. Spin this around here and show you what I'm talking about. So I want to retain a cowl, but I want it to be, I want it to go over the top of the blower. But I don't want this big giant cowl covering the whole thing. I want the bug catcher to be exposed. So what I'm thinking is, of course it won't stand up, but what I'm thinking is building a side up to the beginning of the blower. Maybe it'll be easier to see on this thing over here. So if I build a side on the black hood there, and the cowl's gonna retain here, and then I cut this part of the cowl off. I cut it across and cut it down all the way off. Leave the support in the back of the hood itself, but then extend the top of the cowl, so basically put it back on now on these sides so it goes over the top of the blower, and then you'll see the front of the cowl coming up right at the bug catcher here. I think that's going to give me what I'm looking for, and being that we have a fiberglass hood now, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier to work with than the steel one. But I made some templates when I was just starting to work with the steel hood. You might have saw those out in the my time lapse there, but I'll show you what's going on here. So I have the positioning of where the bug catcher comes out already. I made this up when I cut that hole. So I know where from the back of the hood here, not the back of the cowl here, but the back of the hood, because that doesn't have that, to here is going to be where I want my cut. So I'm going to cut it straight across here and then come down an inch or so, or may as well just split this so I have enough material, and come all the way back, and then separate that from the framing underneath here. You can see that. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, the framing underneath here. So I still have strength. And you know, I can rebuild some of that too afterwards to make it look not all hacked up. And then put those sides on, fiberglass in, probably screw in some type of a backer that's going to be stiff to the shape of that piece up there. And then put the top back on. I'll have to make it more narrow. I have to narrow it up a little bit. You know, cut it down the middle and shrink it and reglass it. Fasten that to the new side and then start filling in the fiberglass on either side. And I think it's going to look really killer. I really do. I think I'm getting excited about it. It's going to be neat. It's going to be unique. You know what? People may not be happy about cutting up fiberglass hoods and all this stuff, or original hoods probably more so than the fiberglass hoods, but you know, I'm doing my own thing here, guys, and I recommend everybody else do the same thing. You know, just do what you want to do. Don't do, you know, cookie cutter or what everybody else is doing. This is my vision, my car, my life. I can do whatever I want with this thing. This is my outlet for creativity, right? So, and one more thing I wanted to show you before we go here. It's going to be kind of a short video this week, but we did get the new wheels put on and the new tires. I've had the tires forever, but look at how they fit on there. It's just perfect how they come right out to the lip. I mean, you can't get any better than that. Really nice fitment. And those are a 7-inch at 0 offset. And the back, I may cut this lip because the paint's already, it needs redone in this lip anyways. There's some rust in there. But you can see by looking at this one, you know, I'm on the edge of the tire there, and I'm an inch tucked. So I don't want to create a bunch of work for myself and like bring it out and rub the face of my tire off or anything, but I think I might put 1/2-inch spacers in there, bring it out a little bit, and either roll those lips, which I do have a lip roller, or I might just cut the lip at the top. Probably do both. I'll probably cut it and then roll it back and roll the sides just to make it look nice. I gotta do some work in there anyways because there's some rust on the lip and everything. But you know, like I said, this is my project. It's never done. And come spring, you know, we're gonna do the elephant in the room here. We're gonna do the old top. You know, this top is like petrified. It's so hard. But I do have a new top we're gonna attempt to put on ourselves, and she'll look pretty good at that point, I think. But you know, we also got to do the transmission in Stormtrooper sometime this year before summer, because want to get the rear main in, new rear main, so we got to pull the trans, put it back in. And the other thing is the air conditioner. I don't know if you can see it over here, but I have a used factory AC going back in. I'm getting rid of the classic air system. I never have been able to get it to work right. So we're going to go all factory stock on that and hope we have better luck, because we like driving, and Michigan gets pretty steamy in the summertime, really humid. Well, that's it for now. I'm gonna probably go in pretty soon. It's getting pretty cold out here. The little heater's not keeping up, and I don't want to be running a bunch of kerosene out in the leg burner You know, it's kind of late on a Saturday. Maybe I'll come back out tomorrow and mess with something. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. And please like and subscribe and do all those things. Send me comments. Love to hear from you. And, you know, email me here if you'd like to chat that way. And you can send me pictures of your rides and get a little deeper in the weeds. So thanks again.